Britain is not about to collapse into a conventional civil war. There will be no neat front lines, no rival capitals, no clean split between two armies marching towards each other across open ground. That is not how this country would break. If Britain does slide into serious internal conflict, it will look very different. Messier, more fractured, more urban, more digital, and in some ways more dangerous precisely because it will be harder to recognize for what it is. It will look like riots that spread faster than the authorities can contain them. Sectarian flashpoints, retaliatory violence, communal hostility, lone actor attacks, intimidation campaigns, online rumor spirals that turn fear into street disorder within hours. A country growing more suspicious, more polarized, and less willing to trust the people supposedly in charge. That is the warning at the center of The New Troubles by Edward Harcourt. This book does not argue that Britain is on the verge of some Hollywood-style collapse. It argues something more serious, that we may be drifting towards a distinctly British form of civil conflict, low level in one sense, but persistent, corrosive, and politically explosive. Because the real danger is not fantasy. The real danger is accumulation. Years of collapsing trust in institutions, mass immigration handled with denial, evasion, and slogans, parallel identities living side by side without much shared loyalty, imported grievances from overseas conflicts landing in British streets, online radicalisation feeding public anger, a political class that increasingly looks detached, brittle, and incapable of speaking honestly about what people can already see. And when those pressures build for long enough, all it takes is the right trigger. A murder, a terrorist attack, a cover-up, a false rumor that spreads faster than the truth, a city already on edge, a public already primed to disbelieve the official version of events. Then suddenly what looked like stability starts to look like something thinner, something conditional, something that can fail. The New Troubles draws on official data, recent unrest, the legacy of Northern Ireland, the aftershocks of Leicester and Southport, the language of civilizational decline, the warnings of conflict scholars, and the wider sense that Britain is becoming harder to govern and harder to hold together. It asks a question that far too many people still avoid because the answer is uncomfortable. If Britain is drifting towards internal conflict, what will it actually look like? Not what activists fantasize about, not what television dramatists imagine, not what politicians dismiss with canned lines and managerial jargon. What will it really look like here in modern Britain? This book is for readers who are tired of being patronized, for people who can feel that something deeper is going wrong, for those who want a serious, evidence-based look at the fault lines opening beneath the country, and at the forms of disorder that may yet emerge from them. This is not a rant. It is not a manifesto, and it is not apocalypse porn for people who want to feel clever in the dark. It is a warning. Because Britain may not be heading for civil war in the way most people imagine it, but it may still be heading somewhere dangerous. The New Troubles by Edward Harcourt. Why Britain is Drifting Towards Civil Conflict. Available now.